Okay, excellent. I guess we can really start with our webinar. So, hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar about marketing for $0. My name is Lisa. I'm a lead digital marketer at Onde, a white label ride-hailing platform. And today we will be talking about cost-effective channels, platforms, tools, strategies for your marketing. There are quite a lot of information that I will be sharing with you today, so let's just go straight to our webinar. Just before we start, I want to say that we will do it this way. I'm going to present you the information, and after the main part of the webinar, I will be answering your questions. But let's agree that you are free to use chat and Q&A box to leave your questions during the webinar. It's just that I will get back to them after the whole part so that I can present everything. And yeah, then I will answer your questions. A little bit about me. I'm a lead digital marketer at Onde, as I said. I spent more than 12 years doing marketing for IT companies. And I've been working for Onde for more than 5 years already. I tried many different tools. I tried marketing for a lot of money and for very little budgets. So I will be happy to share with you everything, well, not everything that I know, but some part of it. In general, if we're talking about free marketing tools, there are so many of them, and we have a lot of them to cover today. I will try to give you a little bit of an overview of how you can use each of these instruments. Of course, for each point that you see on the screen, we might have a full separate webinar, but I will try to cover as much as I can today. And first of all, we will be talking about social media marketing and content marketing. We will be talking about search engine optimization for your websites. We will be talking about email marketing and push notifications. We will be talking about influencer marketing, word of mouth, guerrilla marketing, and partnerships. I cannot say that partnership is really about marketing that much, but I just think that it's nice to have it here as well, because it can also be a good promotional channel for your business. And we will be talking about all these channels for taxi and ride-hailing companies for you guys. So I will try to also give examples of things that specifically your business can do. And I want to start with social media and content marketing, because I do believe that it's such a great thing. It's such a great tool that we can use right now, living in the 21st century. And I do believe that every business should do social media nowadays. I hope that everyone knows what social media is. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, all these different platforms where we can get in touch with people from all over the world. It's all about social media marketing. And the way that companies should do marketing on social media is basically by creating content. And of course, you know, it's not easy. Let me be honest. It's not easy to do social media marketing because it's going to take a lot of time, most likely. But there are certain ways to ensure the success for your social media strategy. And first of all, you need to start by identifying channels that your audience uses, because you cannot focus on all the different social media platforms that are there. You cannot do TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, like all of these platforms. It's really difficult, but you need to find platforms that your audience uses. For example, you work with younger generation and your taxi services are targeted for younger generation. You would probably go to TikTok. Or I don't know, if you want to work with mothers with their kids, you might go to Facebook, for example. it all depends on where your audience is. Again, there are certain, I don't know, if we are talking about locations, right? We all are in different regions. So in different regions, different platforms are more successful and less successful. You can find which channel is going to suit your target audience. On Google, you can try to find some statistics, for example, like how many people in your area use Facebook and how many people in your area use TikTok. What is like the age level of these people that are using this channel? This is something that is really available out there, so you can try and find this. Then we're talking about the second point, and it's talking to the audience in their language. Because again, the way, and I'm not talking only about using specific words, right? I'm talking about like the language and the interests of your audience, what they are focused on in general. Because again, students in the universities are going to speak different language. They have different interests than mothers with their kids. So you should keep this in mind when you create your content for your social media channels. Then it's about addressing what your audience likes. It's about their interests. It's about which type of content they like. Then it's about building community, because you will see a lot of brands out there, a lot of businesses that are just posting some, I don't know, like random articles or some random stuff, some random sentences, like promo to show their business. But the thing is, they're not really active with their audience. They're not engaging with their audience. But if you want to be successful on social media, you need to engage in conversations with your audience, with people that follow you, with people that are not yet followers, but could become your followers. Again, engaging with your target audience, showing that you're listening to them, answering their questions, answering their concerns, etc. Then the fifth point is about being unique. If we're talking again about successful social media channels, social media accounts, they are all really unique. They use their own style. You can kind of, when you see a piece of content, you can say that, yes, this content was created by this account. So they're very different. Even if I'm not talking only about people out there, I'm talking about businesses as well, because businesses also have their own style. Then the last point is about being consistent and not giving up too early. As I said, to become successful on social media and have a successful way to promote your service, you need to spend some time really, and you really need to be consistent, meaning that, like, for example, you decide that you post each week, I don't know, like 2 videos per week, or you create 3 posts per week, and keep being consistent. Even if you don't see the result in terms of like new followers or new audience, you still need to do it. And I want to also say about social media in general, why you really need to keep this all in mind, is that younger generation uses social media as their search engine. So if they're looking for services, they may just go to, I don't know, Instagram, and they might Google something like, yeah, taxi in Warsaw, for example. And they will do it in social media. They are not going to Google. So this is also something for you to keep in mind, why you really need to do like all these things and why you need to be present in social media. Now, let's go to the channels to consider. As I said, it depends on the audience that you have. Again, you might go for TikTok or Snapchat or Facebook. So first of all, you need to look at the audience. But I mentioned a couple of channels that I think you might kind of choose from. The first one is TikTok. I do believe that TikTok is a really good social media platform for taxi companies. First of all, because there you will find like really a lot of different people from different groups. Also, TikTok has their specific algorithm that allows to promote your account and your content that you create to a local audience, to a wider local audience. Even if you don't have followers, your videos on TikTok will be shown to people in your area. So for local business owners, TikTok is a really good tool because they are getting exposed to a wider audience and many people can discover them. Then Instagram also, they have lots of people from absolutely, I think, different different audiences. You can find their I don't know, like business people, you can find their students, you can find their like mothers with their kids. Again, just everyone, pretty much everyone probably uses Instagram right now. So just another channel to consider. And in terms of the algorithm, it's a bit worse than TikTok, I think. But as far as I know, like recently they improved their algorithm, and they also, like with Instagram, you can also get exposed to a wider, to a bigger audience. Then we have Snapchat. Snapchat is popular in certain regions. Personally, I haven't used it for a while. But yeah, it can be also a great channel for you, a great platform for you to use. Again, like short form content, like video. Video is extremely popular right now. That's why you see like TikTok here, all about video. Instagram is also all about video right now. Snapchat. Then we have Facebook. Facebook is not only about video, mostly not about video, even though they do have their own like kind of reels, as they are connected to Instagram. It's one like corporation, Meta. In Facebook also, you can create a page on Facebook. You have to be there, like probably you can skip TikTok maybe, but on Facebook you have to have this page. You can share some, I don't know, like content from Instagram that you do for Instagram, but also you can add some text posts. Another way to use Facebook for your taxi business might be creating a group. In general, I thought the groups on Facebook are not that active, and I was completely wrong. They are very active, and creating a group is less about doing content and creating content, but more about engaging your community, your audience into a conversation. But I don't think that it does make sense for you to really create a group dedicated to only your business. It might make sense to dedicate, like, I don't know, like everything about transportation in your region, and like try to involve people from your area. Or for example, if you know your target audience really well, again, getting back to mothers, you know that your audience is mothers, you can create a group connected to for mothers, targeting their concerns, and you can talk about their interests. And this way you have like, you get your audience in one place, and then you can really also kind of promote your services because you will have this audience. But I think it's a bit of a longer kind of way, and it's going to take a bit more of your effort and time. So probably like just for the future you might consider, but in general, having a Facebook page is more than enough. Then Twitter, again, they also changed their algorithms. With Twitter, you can also get exposed to a wider audience just by creating content. Also might be quite popular in your area. And I also included here YouTube Shorts. Also, again, a good promotional algorithm, also can get exposure, though I would probably not make it your main channel. I would probably, like, if you create video content for TikTok or Instagram, you can just add YouTube Shorts as an additional way to promote your content, and just, you know, kind of copy paste your videos from main channels to YouTube Shorts. Just why not to try, you know? But again, the channel that you should use is the one that your audience uses, not like someone else, right? When it comes to the long form content, and I'm talking about long videos like YouTube videos or articles, do you need to create it? Probably, if you are at the beginning of your journey, probably not. It's going to take too much time and too much efforts on your side. So I would probably skip this. Maybe later, once you have more budget, once you're able to hire like some marketers or copywriters, it would make sense. But yeah, that's what I would probably skip this for now. Then how and what do you post on social media to become successful? My personal opinion and what I've been looking for over all the different channels, because I myself am trying to focus on social media right now as well. I've been like looking at different accounts, at different content creators, at different businesses, how they do their content. And what I found is that really successful content creators and successful businesses, they are telling stories, and better even a series of stories. Like here on the screen, you see an example, something that like the account that I really love, Alexis Bitar. They are doing jewelry, and the way they promote it is not a standard way that you would promote a jewelry. They created a whole series, like a TV series almost, with characters. And it's just so interesting to follow them. You are not following a business account. You're following like a series. And of course, it is quite expensive. I'm sure that they invest quite some money into this. And for you to create something like that, you don't need to invest a lot of money in this. You can just think about something very simple. And here, another example, talking about simplicity, there are so many vlogs on YouTube from average, absolutely average people that do not live any outstanding life, and they create a very simple videos, but they are followed by thousands of people. So even something super boring that you might think, oh yeah, it's very boring, I will not show it, especially for my business account, but it might capture your audience. And just some ideas for specifically for taxi companies here. Behind the scenes, everything. Like people love seeing how things are done. And I do believe that being an owner or like a marketer at the taxi or a retailing company, you might show how actually your company works. You can talk about how you work with drivers. You might talk about where you look for your cars to operate or how operators work. Just show this, what is happening behind what every person, every customer usually sees with taxi companies, what you do, how this kind of magic is created. Then you can share your driver stories. You can like show your drivers, you can talk, I don't know, you can take their interviews, who they are, like what they're interested in. You can talk about the stories and some challenges that they face every day. I don't know, for example, traffic, how they deal with, I don't know, like traffic situation when they're stuck in traffic, what they do, what they think about it, why not? It's like, it might seem boring to you, but to others, it might be very interesting to know about it. You can talk about a day in the life of your driver from the very beginning, like how they get to work, to the very end, how they go through all these challenges, how they meet with different customers. Here, I would just say that I would not go into the topic of like passengers, and I would not shoot passengers because it's a very it's a slippery slope. I'm not a big fan of such content. I think it's better to work with your drivers without exposing your customers. Then you can share driving and navigating tips, because basically this is the expertise of your company. You're experts in driving and navigating through the city. So you can share this type of content with your audience. How you are building your taxi company, you as a business owner, again, which challenges you face, how you overcome them, how you like make your dream company work. This is something that is also very interesting. These ideas are not like these classic ideas that you will most likely see in accounts of other taxi companies, but the thing is, they make you unique, they make you stand out. And I don't know, I think it's boring to just follow another account of a taxi company. It's like seeing another like promo photo there. I don't know, it's not that fun, but this can change the perspective and attract people. You can talk about how you're changing the life in your area, in your community. Maybe you're doing any social projects and you want to also show it. I don't know, like, for example, people in your area had troubles getting to work, but your company is here and you are helping these people to get to work. How you improve lives of these people. Just so many ideas to do. And this is about social media. Just to sum everything up, it is important, I do believe, that to successfully use social media and create and use your social media accounts as really free channel for your promotion. It's all about having your own style and unique type of content. You can experiment with different forms. You can copy some content that you see from other companies, from other creators. And this is the way for you to create your own style and your own content. And that's what will attract people to you. Now, this is about social media. Just 1 second, please. Search engine optimization for your website. This is basically how, like, it's about giving a way to your audience to find you in Google or other search engines, like, I don't know, Bing, for example, or Yahoo, whatever you use and people in your area use. By doing search engine optimization, you give them a chance to find you. And there are different ways, and there are different things that you need to do to let people find you on Google, find your company on Google. And it's about keyword research, it's about content creation, again, it's about on-page search engine optimization, link building, and technical SEO. Now, if we're talking about keyword research, again, it's about speaking the same language as your audience. Literally, I'm talking about using the same words that your audience might use to find your services in Google. How do you find it? First of all, in terms of the tools, I mentioned here only 2 tools because I know they're free of charge and they might be enough for you. It's Google Ads Keyword Planner. You just create a Google Ads account, and there you have this tool. You don't need to pay for it. You don't need to launch any campaigns in Google Ads. And there is also this tool that is called Moz, and it allows you to do 10 searches per month for free. What I'm talking about when I say searches, what do I mean? So when you need to find the keywords to use on your website, because that's how you need to do, you need to find the keywords and you need to include them in your content on your website, in your text. You need to think about all the ways that you can describe your services. For example, again, getting back to taxi services in Warsaw. You have a company in Warsaw. How would people look for you in Google? They would probably go with taxi services Warsaw, or I don't know, taxi services Poland Warsaw, or I don't know, if we're talking about For example, people who need taxi services from the airport. Again, taxi, airport, Warsaw, something like that. So you just bring a couple of ideas. Really, you don't need to come up with all the different things and different combinations. Just think about like taxi, Warsaw, like, I don't know, like taxi, airport, and also add this, the place where you operate, or ride hailing, Warsaw, something like that. Come up with, I don't know, like 5-10 examples that can describe your services, and go to Google Ads Keyword Planner or go to Moz and add these phrases that describe your services. And these tools, they give you the whole list of potential keywords that your audience uses when they're looking for your services. Now, what do you do with this list? You need to find the keywords that describe your services in the best way. Better to find something where you see that a lot of people are looking for, but also you can use some niche keywords, you know, like that has a lower amount of searches per month. And you go with these keywords and you just add them to your website page, in your titles, in your descriptions. Not too much, just don't make it like a keyword based on the keyword text, but you know, just a couple of times add them to your page. This way you help search engines to find your page, your website easier. So the next time someone will be looking for your taxi services in Google, they will see your page and they will be like, oh yeah, we need to go and we need to use this company. Then it's about content creation. Again, it's all about uniqueness. Basically, Google likes when you create some unique content. It's about creating new pages on your website, and blog could be a good way to generate new content and to help Google again to find your website better. But honestly, again, if you have no time and no money to invest in a good copywriter for your website, I would probably skip this stage, because again, it just takes too much time and effort to create a good content for your website. So, but if you have this time, or if you have a copywriter already, why not write in different posts that might be useful for your audience, that might be useful for passengers, how they can find you, to help them find you in Google or in other search engines. Why not? Then it's about on-page search engine optimization. So if you have once you have your page, your website, just making sure that everything there is on their place, that you make the job of search engines easier. Again, it's about including keywords that we discussed before, including them in titles, descriptions, image alt text, etc. Like structuring your page, making it easier for the user to read, to go through this page, having headings, subheadings, adding links to your website, using images, just making your page really nice to look at. You know, it's gonna make it, because it influences a lot. Just imagine someone finding your page and going to your website, and even if they do need your services, your taxi services, but they go to your page and they see something completely not related to taxi, or it's difficult for them to read, to go through your page, to understand what you provide, they will leave it. And by leaving your page, especially quickly, they give the signal to Google that your page is not relevant. So it's going to be even more difficult for other people to find your page, even if you really provide the services that these people are looking for. So this is also very important to keep in mind. Then it's about link building. It's about getting other websites to have links to your website, just posting the link to your website somewhere else. When it comes to taxi companies and ride-hailing companies, I do think that you can use the following websites. You can use social media and you can post your links on social media. You can work with your partners. For example, you are partnering with a hotel, with a local hotel, and you ask them to post the link to your website on their website. That something is going to help you. It's about forums, communities. I don't know, you have like, again, some groups somewhere or forums where people talk about taxi services and they're asking about like taxi services. You can post your links there. It's about business directories. Also, you can Google some business directories, and usually there you can find an option to post your link on these websites, leaving the link to your website in blog comments and publications in media, of course. If by any chance you have this opportunity to talk, I don't know, to a local newspaper, just do it. In general, just posting these links itself will help search engines to understand that your website is trustworthy, and they will just rank you higher. So it means that people will easier find your website among others when they will be looking for taxi or ride-hailing services. Then it's about technical search engine optimization, and this is about making sure your pages meet technical requirements. And I just need to, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna, because I promised to post these links in the chat. Just let me make sure that I'm gonna post them in the chat, because it's such a really, it's such a long discussion with these links. So I just sent them in the chat. And it's better if you just go through these things. They give a nice guide. They give like a nice overview of what you should do in terms of technical SEO, because it's gonna take us now another like 2-3 hours to just go through all these details. But I hope these things will help you to learn more about technical search engine optimization. Now, the question that I want to raise here is to use or not to use AI tools when you work with your website, when you work with your website search engine optimization and your content. My personal opinion is that it's not so nice to actually go with content that AI generates for your website. It's not only because people can see it, like you can tell where the content generated by ChatGPT or other tools. It's not unique, but also because Google and other search engines can, maybe they will not find out straight away once you post one article written by AI, but they might find out later, and your rank will go really down, and people will not be able to find your website. So search engines, they're fighting against AI generated content, but you can use AI to get ideas for your blogs, get draft copies for your content. You can use AI to, I don't know, do some basic research on your users, to understand where you can start, or like how you can create a good copy of your website. Why not? But make sure that you change and rewrite what AI creates for you. Now we have another tool, email marketing and push notifications. In general, it's not really the tools that will help you to kind of gather new audience and promote your services to a new audience, but the audience that you already have, people you that already use your services, people you are in touch with, you can keep them informed, and you can additionally kind of motivate, stimulate them to take rides and to increase their loyalty to your company. That's how you can use these tools. Just to give you an example, like when it comes to tools for email marketing, again, just some examples of these tools. They all have free versions. So you can send a number of emails for free with these tools. You can try and use them for your email marketing. Again, the presentation will be shared after our webinar, so you will be able to have all these tools in front of you. And what do you need to talk about in your emails? I suggest that you just share company news and some additional promos. Again, an example from Uber, what they share in their emails, just some promotional things, like the coupons or whatever, like save up to 50% on this week's travel. This is what you can do in your emails too. I suggest that you do not use email too often and share really valuable information in your emails, because in general, people are overwhelmed with different emails, and it's not the best. Just for a taxi company, it's probably not the best way, not the best channel to use. It's better to use push notifications if you have to say something. If you want to use it more often, like, I don't know, on a weekly basis, I would use push notifications, and I would send emails like once a month, maybe. When it comes to Onde and Onde platform, we use Firebase to send push notifications. In case you have any questions about how to use Firebase, please feel free to text to your account manager or to our support specialists. We will help you with explaining how it works. Here again, on the right side, you can see some screenshots. I'm sorry, this screenshot is in Polish, but this is just show you how it will look like, how push notifications might look like for you. And there is something that Bolt also uses for their push notifications. You can promote some discounts, you can share some news, share coupon codes, just remind people about your business. And especially it is good to do for when you work with a marketing campaign. In case you promote your services actively with paid advertising, you can also combine it with push notifications, because it will help remind people that you exist, that your company is here, and just please feel free to use services. So this is the way to use push notifications. It's really a good way to kind of motivate your users. I wouldn't also use it too often, though. I don't think sending something every day is a good practice, but you can use it like 2-3 times per week. Why not? So this is also something for you to keep in mind. Now, also, it is important to find the right time for push notifications. Again, depending on your audience. Always think about your audience and who they are and what they may do. For example, you work with office workers. Your target audience is office workers. Think about mornings when they go to the office, or think about the evenings when they go home. So try to find this time and send these push notifications in the time where people might find your services useful. And about not sending such push notifications too often, I already said. Now, another kind of way, another tool to promote your taxi services using influencer marketing. here, when it comes to influencer marketing, it's basically about working with bloggers, with people with a wide audience in their social media accounts. If you're starting with your business, it might be a good way to go with the influencer marketing. Here, I mentioned different platforms. Unfortunately, most of the platforms to find influencers to work with are paid. Because, I don't know, like there are so many of them, but here I found at least Hipsy. They have a free plan, and Collobster. They have free search for influencers as well. Another way to do it, just go with search function in social media. But what do you want to focus on? Like, who do you want to work with? How do you find these people? Like, basically, when you're looking for the influencer to work with, of course, you need to remember about the location where they are based, because you do not provide your services globally, I guess. You provide it in a certain area. So based on the location, and for you, if you just start and if you don't want to pay for the influencer marketing, you need to look at the number of followers, and you need to look for nano influencers, like from 100 to 10,000 followers. Because if you go bigger, they will ask for money. They will probably not ask for a lot, but it depends on the influencer, really. But nano influencers might be the best way to promote your services, not only because it's cheap to work with them, not only because there is a chance for you to get some collaboration for free, but also because their audience is usually quite active. So they really have this connection with the audience, and the engagement of their audience is much higher, meaning when you will collaborate with them and when they will promote your services, more people will see this post, more people might engage with this post, and they also kind of work harder when it comes to creating new posts, because it's also important for them. Now, you also need to look at what their content is about, who they are, like their lifestyle, whether they are doing lifestyle content, whether they're doing business content, whether they're doing cooking. And here, again, it's all about your target audience. Because if you work, again, with mothers, that might be okay to collaborate with the influencer who's talking about the lifestyle or who's talking about cooking. But it would probably not make sense to go with someone who's talking about business. Or if you work with, I don't know, office workers, if your target audience is office workers, you would rather go to someone who's talking about business, right? So where your audience is depends on who the creator is and what they're talking about. And then you also want to look at the engagement again, and interactions under their posts, how much likes they have, how many comments they have. I'm talking about this because you might see sometimes when you go to their accounts and you see, I don't know, there are like 10,000 people following this particular creator, but this creator has only like, I don't know, 20 likes or 2 comments under their post. That probably means that either the audience is not active at all, so it will not give you this audience, that will not give enough opportunities for promotion, or it means that they just bought their followers, which means the audience is pretty much dead, and this is not something that you want as well. And you can, of course, ask for impressions. It is so much easier with video content because you can see how many times a certain piece of content was watched. But also you can ask to send data from their account. So they should just share with you this data about impressions, about engagement. And based on this data, you might make a decision whether you want to work with this particular influencer or not. And you might also just follow them and see how they communicate with their audience, whether they are active, whether they are not that active. If they're active, of course, it gives you more opportunities than working with someone who rarely posts and who does not answer comments, etc. Now, once you chose the influencer or influencers to work with, and you want to suggest them collaboration, what can you offer? They're not going to work for free, of course, but as you don't want to pay money, you might offer them free rides for a certain period of time, for a month, for 2 months. Again, it's difficult to say, each situation will be different. You might just suggest, like, hey, can we collaborate? We can offer you, like, we're a taxi company, we can offer you free rides with our company within, I don't know, like 2 months, for example, and see their reaction, whether they are interested in working like that at all. Or you can also, I would say not even or, I would say and. So offer them free rides, and you can also offer them a discount coupon for their followers. And this is not only a great way to attract more audience, like, for example, you give them, I don't know, 20% off for their first ride, but it also will allow you to track how much audience, how many users you get from this influencer. Again, like, if the influencer does not agree on free rides, and I know that many would probably not agree, but you can try at least. Yeah, if you are ready to pay money, sometimes you can find influencers that would work for, I don't know, $50, $100. You can pay, of course, but at least give it a try and have a list of influencers and try to negotiate these terms with them. I'm sure you will find someone who will be willing to help you. And once you agree on all the conditions, just make sure that you also agreed on the type of content that they should create, when they will do this, just all these things, how it will be, like what this post will look like. Just make sure that you agree on everything. But I suggest you not be too pushy and to be more open to different suggestions from the influencer. First of all, because they know their audience better, and secondly, because it's also important for them to keep their audience, so they will definitely not go with something crappy, completely crappy. So that's about influencers, the word of mouth marketing. I do believe that this is still the best way to get new customers. This is basically when you do not do anything, but your customers, your loyal customers, they are the ones that give you new audience, and they talk to their friends, they talk to their relatives, they promote your company, they're saying, oh yeah, there is this new taxi service, have you tried, they're so cool, they're so great. That's how you get new customers. Things to remember when it comes to word of mouth, if you want your customers to promote you, it's all about providing high quality services for them. And here again, it's not about being a luxury taxi company. It's just about understanding what they are looking for, their pain points, and covering them. For example, again, you want to work with mothers, and you know that they want to take their kids on the ride. Think about adding like a chair for children to your cars. That's how you show high quality service. this way, these mothers, your customers, will be talking to others, and they will be saying, oh yeah, I tried this company, they have these chairs, so it's super safe, and it's super, like, this company is just covering all my needs, and it was so nice, and it was so convenient to use them. So they will talk about you just based on your services. And another way to make it happen, to help your customers talk about you, is using a referral program. This is something that Onde actually has. We have referral programs in our system. So basically, you just create this program and you let your customers get discount codes for inviting their friends to use your services. This is something that you can also take a look at our system and use these referral programs. This could be a great way, especially if you are starting your business in a new area or just starting your business. Offer your first customers these discount codes, and they might invite your new customers from their friends and relatives. This is how it works. Now, guerrilla marketing. It's something about surprising and some unconventional interactions to attract audience. Just giving you some examples. And also, by the way, guerrilla marketing is usually cheap. It's about paying as little as possible or not paying at all, but doing something extraordinary, something that nobody expects. So here are just some examples. You see like on the car, like how they styled. For example, if you are doing a dog friendly or like animal friendly taxi services, this is what you can do for your cars as well. Or just put in a QR code and saying, this is the checkpoint, this is where you can meet our taxi or our drivers. These things might be illegal, but I don't know, like it really depends on the area. It's better to check whether you can do something like that on the street. But this is also like, I know that many companies use this thing. Another way for a taxi company to use guerrilla marketing, it's a game in the city, I don't know, with prizes, might be like a treasure hunt. You can, I don't know, announce it in your social media, like of your partners, in general, in like some media, other media channels, that you are doing this kind of a game, and you can gather the audience, I don't know, like make them look for something special in this way, or put different prizes in different locations of the city, and so that people go with your cars, with your services to find these prizes, something like that. There might be a game in the car, and on the right, you can see an example of such a game. I just found it on Twitter. It's really interesting. So for the passenger, there is a game like with different questions, some other like arcades. Like for example, here you need to guess how many Uber trips has your driver Wallace taken. That's just, it's about some fun activity for your passengers. It's not necessarily should be on the iPad or like something like that, but you can, I don't know, print a game on the paper, why not? Or I don't know, give something to kids that might go with your passengers. Just let your customers have some fun while they are riding with you. This is something that they will remember, and again, word of mouth, they will talk to their friends, and they might share it in their social channels, social media channels. And that's how your service will become popular. And of course, you can also talk to some street performances, street artists, I know, local sportsmen, and do something together, do some games, do some activities for your local community. That's how you attract your audience. as well. Now, the last but not the least, definitely, is just because it's not really about marketing, but it's about partnerships. It's about making an agreement with other local businesses to cross-promote your services. And it could be bars and restaurants and hotels and shops, business centers like airports, though airports is really difficult, but a great way anyway. So there could be many different businesses that you could partner with. For example, how could it work? Like for restaurants, for visitors of restaurants, it's late and they need a taxi services, and they're asking at the restaurant to help them find these taxi services, and they call you. Or for example, they see it on their tables that, oh yeah, like if you need a ride home, use this service, and they see like your company there. And the same thing, you can do the same thing for these restaurants and for these hotels. For example, in your cars, you can promote these businesses as well. So you can do some cross-promotional activities. And at Onde, when it comes to Onde platform, we have our web app to support these partnerships. This will make it easier for you to partner with these businesses and for them to order your services when they need. So this is also something that we kind of promote among our partners as well. Now, one more thing that I want to mention when it comes to free marketing, it is really important to choose your niche. It is important for any company, okay? If you want to succeed, you need to start with the niche, but it is especially important if you don't have big budgets. Just focus on someone, like on a specific category of your audience, students, whatever. Like I mentioned quite a few of them during this webinar. Just think who you want to work with and for whom you can target, and focus on this niche and do content for them and create a website based on what they will be looking for, and send push notifications for them, and create this service, like this like complex service for them, for their needs, for what they're looking for, and study them carefully, talk to them, try to understand them, their interests, who they are, their concerns, their problems, why they don't like other taxi services in your area, why they don't use other transportation services in their area, what they're looking for, what they need. It costs nothing to do such research. It's free of charge. But this is something that will help you promote your services in a more effective way, and it's easier like to do it like that and to gather your audience like that when you understand who they are, and when it's not like when you're not covering the whole city, but a very specific, a very niche audience. And later it will also help you, even when you have money and even when you're ready to invest some money into promotion, it will help you to use your budgets more efficiently. So that's what I wanted to say. And I guess this is pretty much it from my side. I now will be happy to answer your questions. If you have any, please put them in the chat or in the Q&A section. I'm going to be looking at these two sections so that this is the way to go. I can see that I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Someone is, yes, you would have the recorded version of the webinar and you will have the presentation as well. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, Vivek, as well. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks to you guys again. Thank you so much. One question: when shall I start marketing? This is a good question, and my answer is the sooner the better. I mean, even if you don't have the company yet, even if you don't have your applications yet, but you know that you are about to start your services, just go with at least with this social media account. Start posting something that something is coming soon, or create a website page. Again, you can just put something like a new taxi services is coming soon. This will already help you, and this will already like you will start promoting your services, and by the time you have your application and by the time you have your services ready to launch, you will already have the audience to use your services. I hope this helps. So the sooner the better. Even if, even if it's going to take you 3 months or 5 months to launch your services, still. Like the old juice commercial for phones in 2000. Honestly, I might have seen it, but I cannot remember exactly. Let me just check what is old juice commercial for phones. Oh, yes, I understand what you're talking about. Yes. Yes, something like it's guerrilla marketing, something like that. Yeah, just something provocative. In the television. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Please feel free to use this chance. I'm gonna be happy to go into details for any channel. Otherwise, didn't expect that it's gonna take 1 hour for us to go with this webinar. I'm gonna wait for another like couple of minutes, and if I don't have any other questions, we will call it a day, and you will get your recording and your presentation soon. Okay, what kind of do you recommend on social media like Facebook? Simba Khalifa, could you please, budget. Okay. When it comes to the budget for social media, again, we're talking about like free promotion here. So it's not like you really need any budget for social media. But you can do it for free. You don't need to invest any money. Like if you want to go with advertising, why not? But again, actually, when it comes to advertising, if you want to try to reach your audience, I don't know, with Instagram or TikTok for your account, investing something like $5-7 per day do it for a couple of days, it might already give you some nice results. So something to keep in mind. Right now, it's not super cheap probably, but it's not that expensive to promote in social media. Okay, I have 2 more questions. What would be the best fund for startup ride-hailing business and look for a long race? It's a good question, actually. It's difficult for me to answer because it depends on the location. It depends like really how much money you have. I mean, we have a free service that is called Onde that does not require for you any money to have to start with. Minimum, I don't know. It's really difficult. It's so difficult. If you don't have anything, start with On Delight. You don't need to pay for any apps. It's a free platform for you to use. And you can use all these tips that I shared here again for zero. I honestly am coming from the point, like, if you are a true entrepreneur, you can start from scratch, and there is always a way to do a business, to start a business for free. And as we are like having this option like Onde Light, you can start with Onde Light, so you have a platform to go with. If you have your car already, you don't need to invest in your car. Go with your car, or like rent it and go with the rent car and start doing it yourself. Start making money and bootstrap your business, and find new drivers to join you, maybe to do your business with you, with Onde Light, for example, and promote your company for free on social media. This is how you start with zero, literally. Well, not probably 0, but still. But I mean, you can, my personal belief is that you can start any business with $0, really. I believe it is possible nowadays. Then the next question from Awara: should I copy the marketing tactics of my competitors? For example, Uber gets more likes and comments when their content involves dogs. Shall I copy them? You can try. I mean, why not? Try to do something like that. But I do believe that it's better to do something unique still, and find your niche audience. If your audience loves dogs, why not? Sure. But maybe audience does not like dogs, or they like cats. Just think about your audience when you create the content, and think about your uniqueness and what you can give. I do believe that the main way to succeed in social media and in general in marketing is to be unique the way you are. You can copy marketing tactics of competitors just to try and start doing something. But as time goes, it's better to do something unique. That's my opinion. What is the best and effective way to use Google Ads marketing? That's not going to be free, of course. I think that in terms of ride-hailing and taxi companies, especially if you have the application, it's going to be using apps campaigns. Really easy. You really don't need to think much when you create such a campaign. Just go with some basic banners, basic texts, and Google will do everything for you. They provide really automated services when it comes to app campaigns. So try with app campaigns. And I do believe this is the most effective way for the taxi company, for a ride-hailing company to do it. I hope this helps. Then using app with own brand name, still it is possible to collaborate with Onde with zero cost and share profit. No, unfortunately, if you want to use your own name, your own brand, you need to pay money. But I don't know, I think you can start with Onde Light, and as you grow, as you start making more money, and we will see that you have the potential, we can always talk about how we can help you. It's not going to cost zero, unfortunately, but you will need to pay for our white label applications, but that's how you can start and grow. Now I'm answering questions from the chat. Hello, Mauricio. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. I'm very sorry. Hello from Venezuela. Yes. Will this video be uploaded to the YouTube channel, translated and subtitled into the language Spanish? So this video will be on the YouTube channel, and there you have a chance to choose this translation and you will be able to have subscriptions in Spanish or any other languages. So it will be on the YouTube, and there you will be able to translate it into other languages. The link to the recording answering the next question from Murad, yes, it will be sent to your emails. So make sure that you check your emails. I have a question about how much. So how much? We have a number of different services. Let me, I think like our lowest plan, I'm so sorry for this. I didn't look at these plans for a while. I think it's like 4.5K, $4,500. That's going to be the lowest price. But we have some other options. So if you are interested to learn more about our pricing, I mean, you can just text us, and you can just, I'm going to leave the email that you can use to text us. It's marketing on the app. I shared in the chat. So please, because it's an anonymous attendee, and I don't know how what's your name, but feel free to text to the email that I shared in the chat, which is marketed at Onde app, and we will be happy to share with you the details about our pricing and all the available plans. So that's how we can make it happen. I don't see other questions from anyone else. Yes, everything, like all the recording, the presentation, everything will be shared. Okay, sorry, just one more question from Kenneth. What is the minimum cost to start up a taxi partnership with On Delight brand? Kenneth, if you already have On Delight, it's better to text us, really, and we will discuss it. But if you're not yet with On Delight, it's free. On Delight is free of charge, but if you have On Delight already, if you want to go to work with Onti, it's better to text us, and we will discuss it via email. I think it's going to be the best way. So yeah, I guess this is it. And thank you so much, everyone. I hope it was useful. And I wish you all a very, very nice day. Thank you all for being here with me today. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.